Hello and welcome to part 6. I'm going to try and keep this very brief. A crash course in infinite space and what that could mean. We all know that it's quite possible that space is infinite, and although we don't understand that exactly, but why not? What else would there be but infinite space? It just makes sense. And I talked about this in one of the other parts, but more than that, I wanted to say that you can have infinite, and then if you can imagine there's infinite space, and then somehow drop a little more space into it, like an expanding universe was a theory, the expanding universe, the Big Bang theory, and all that. If you could expand space and have infinity plus one increment of something, like just maybe something small, you add to infinite space, you add a little more space, one increment of space, so you have infinity plus one. Okay, now if you could back up a minute and think that it's possible to start with infinite space. So you have infinite space. And say you have, well, let's see, you go backwards in time all the way, which is forever, and you have more than one universe. You have infinite universes, and they're all expanding at an exponential rate, really fast, and they're getting bigger and bigger, and that's where it gets a little muddy. Basically, you have space expanding, and there's something in here. It's a bug or something. I don't know how they get in here. I never had that. It's Florida, so it can happen. But anyway, I digress. So what happens is you have an expanding universe, and then next door maybe a void of anything important, maybe another universe that's just not important, and then next to that you have something that is important, another universe similar to ours. And these expanded throughout time forever, so if they had forever to do this, if you could start with infinite in the structure, then they'd already be quite infinite, quite big. And then I know it sounds a little muddy, but I'll explain in a minute. Then they expand exponentially forever back in time, so they're quite big. And then at some point in time it begins, the Big Bang begins, or God creates whatever, or whatever it is you believe happens, the universe does something. Anyway, so at some point in time that happens when it is time, and then all life gets this existence, and all potential life gets this existence in one of these universes. And they expand, and so big that it's infinite. And then you say, well, how can that be? Because they've forever to do this. It gets a little muddy when you see something next to each other and you say they're both infinite. Well, you can have infinite plus infinite, and theoretically that's just infinite, but it's infinity plus one, or infinity plus infinity, infinity times infinity. You can have infinity to the infinite power, to the infinite power, to the infinite power, to the infinite power, and so on backwards, and then an infinite equation to examine. I mean, there may be something more infinite than that. Hard to explain. Maybe that's not your thing, math or whatever. But so you have an infinite universe expanding, and then next door something that's doing the same, the whole universe is expanding. The greater universe is what I'm speaking of, is expanding and making way for all these universes to exist. Okay, I guess that's all I had to say. So have a great day, and I hope that makes sense to you. It's a little muddy, I know, but I'd explain what I think the full universe looks like, but it's kind of hard to explain, so I think I'll just leave it at that. These are my theories, of course. I'm not saying that this is the gospel. You won't find it in Wikipedia, probably, or anything like that. These are just my thoughts, so, okay, I'm going to go. Take care, and have a good day. Bye.